Welcome back. Is there really a connection between dollars spent and classroom productivity? With the shrinking budgets, districts have been asked to produce more with less.
Monday, we showed you two schools from Kern County who received the highest and the lowest funding in the state, and how their API stacked up against others in the state. Our reporter Anthony Bailey explains how one local school district whose economic and social challenges on paper should have kept them from success. The exact opposite has happened there.
What began as a dirt field a decade ago has evolved into the sprawling campus of Delano's Cesar Chavez High School.
CCHS develops a school culture where academic excellence and achievement is fostered, recognized, and celebrated.
For nearly 8 years, Saul Gonzales was principal, tilling the ground, planting the seeds of hope and determination to get growth from his students. CCHS has a population of English learners, students where English is their second language, over 60%. 82% of the students on campus qualify for free lunch because their parents earn low wages. Extracting the weeds of low expectations were vital.
But if we did not develop an intentional culture of academic success.
A key part of that successful culture, no social promotions, the practice of passing students with their age group.
Just go through the motions. We'll go through the motions, and we'll find a way to get you a diploma.
He says tough benchmarks were set. That led to individual growth, which led to class growth and expanded across the campus.
It's this momentum that once it's started, teachers can't help but either you're going to get on board or you're going to be left behind, and nobody wants to be left out of the circle.
Principal DELEON arrived this year motivated to continue the school's upward momentum.
Last year we were 818. This year we're 847.
An 800 on the state's Academic Performance Index, or API, is the goal of all districts. This year, CCHS's score of 847 was top in Kern and Tulare counties. Gonzales says academic success is ultimately created in the classroom by what he stresses comes from getting the right teachers.
An average teacher will get probably 0.8 to 1 year's growth of growth. But a good teacher will get 1.5 years of growth. But a great teacher, studies range from 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 years of growth, of academic growth.
All right, so let's check this out.
Delano native Santiago RODARTE studied to be an engineer.
Draw something on paper, create something on paper, and see it manifested in live.
Instead of designing buildings, he teaches students how to build their vocabulary.
To provide the opportunity for these kids to have a future better than what they have now, really.
Teachers' actions making lasting impressions.
They're not there just 5 minutes after class, and they're not rushing us to leave. They're there to make sure that we understand the material they're teaching us. They're giving us the influence to move on, to succeed, and to do what we want to do.
We have been challenged to do our best, and we've been given the resources to meet those challenges.
School resources have shrunk statewide with the continual trimming of funding. This year, Chavez received $10,000 per student.
It's approximately $400 less than what it is in the other Kern high school districts.
Hinton says that's less than the average given to most high school districts. Findings that were backed by a 2010 report from the nonpartisan group California Watch. The group looked at the amount of money districts received per child and the district's API test scores. In Kern County, Taft Union High received just under $22,000 a student, one of the highest in the state, beating out districts in affluent Marin County and SANTIAGO. In sharp contrast, Norris School District received just over $6,000 a student, the lowest in the state. Gonzales says funding is important, but it's not part of his district's formula for success.
The type of effort and attitude that students, staff, parents, and a community wants to adopt, and not a lack of funding.
Anthony Bailey reporting.